Hey, welcome to the series of everything you need to know about Python in simplest possible way. In our previous video, we have discussed about conditional statements with if, else, and also we have seen nested if else. In this video, we will discuss about elif. By using this elif, we can create more number of conditions and we can make them as chain-like conditions. What does that mean? Let us go ahead and understand through elif syntax. In general, we used to define the conditions by using if, right? In this I can mention any condition, so whenever this if condition is executed, if condition is true, I can execute a block of code which is defined by if this condition is failed, then we can actually directly move to else and execute this block of code, right? So this is only works when we have only one condition. What if we have more number of conditions? At that time we can use elif. So this elif is a combination of two different keywords. One is else and another one is if. So by combining this else and if, we can actually making a special keyword which is of elif. By using this elif, we can mention more number of conditions. Let's say I am mentioning one condition here, and as and when this condition is executed, this block of code will be executed. Block of code for first elif I can mention as first elif. So like this we can mention any number of block of codes. Let me copy this here and paste it here. Like this we can mention any number of block of codes. So at last we can put else. If all these conditions of elif fails, at the time we can actually move and execute this else block. Final else block. This block will be executed if no other conditions is executed as true. So let me explain this syntax with some more meaningful way. I'm just copied this. I'm just pasting this here. Instead of making this like this, I can actually make something like this. So here, if this condition if condition is executed, I am printing something like if condition true. So at the time if condition becomes true, I can be executed this block. So elif I am mentioning here if condition true. So I will mention one here. So I can write any number of elifs, right? So let me illustrate with two elifs. I am putting one more elif here and I am mentioning condition 2 here. And I just copy this here and paste it here. So as and when I execute this, I can be, if this condition true, I can execute this block of code will be executed. At last, I am mentioning one else here and I am printing last else. Like this, I am getting the final else here. So instead of mentioning condition here, I will replace this to true and the remaining thing for this moment I am mentioning it as false and this also false. You can assume it like we have a condition here and that condition will be evaluated and that results true. So at that time I can execute this. So let me execute this. If I execute this, I am getting if condition true because this if condition is true. So because of that reason, only this block of code will be executed and the remaining code will not be executed. So that is how it worked. So if I replace this true here and with false and I am mentioning true here. So observe carefully, I am mentioning true in the first elif statement. If I execute this, I am getting elif of first condition is true. So as we have true in the first elif statement, it was only executing this part of code and the remaining part will be left as it is. It was not taking care of those part of code. Let's say if I am replacing true with false here also and I am putting true here. If I execute this, I am getting elif 2 condition is true. So it was executing only this block of code. And if I replace this false here, I will be getting last else. So this block of code will be executing. So by this, I hope you can able to understand how this elif works. If I if I mention if statement true here, only if block will be executed. By using Elif, we can actually more number of conditions as and when that particular Elif condition is true, it will enter into that block and execute that particular code. So let me illustrate with this Elif with some real-time example. Let's say I am conducting an exam. If that exam was evaluated with marks, right? That is what generally happened. So I wanted to convert that marks into grades like A grade, B grade, C grade, like that. I wanted to convert those marks into grades. So for that, I will be using this elif. So let's go ahead and understand how we can use this elif while evaluating, while converting marks into grades. So firstly, I want marks, right? So for that, I am reading marks from the user. I'm reading marks. So I am putting enter marks. So I will be getting marks from here. If marks greater than or equal to 90, I am printing the grade as A grade. So that is what generally happens, right? If I am putting marks which are greater than 81 and marks which are lesser than or equal lesser than 90. In this case, what I am doing here is that I am putting an elif statement here and I want to execute this condition. In this condition, I am mentioning marks which are more than 81 and marks which are less than 91. At that time, I wanted to print the grade as B grade. So next, I am mentioning one more elif statement, and this time I am mentioning marks which are greater than 71 and marks less than or equal to 80. Here 71 and here 80. In this case, I am getting the grade as C. If I go ahead and mention any number of condition like this, so instead of wasting the time so mentioning all of these conditions, I will just mention the remaining whatever remarks that are coming below this 71 can be executed, can be converted the grade as D grade. So just a degrade, nothing else. So I hope you understood this condition, you understood this statement clearly. So let me explain one more time. Here I am mentioning marks in the if statement. Here I am executing a condition. If marks are greater than or equal to 90, at the time I am printing A. If marks are greater than 81 and less than 90, at the time I want the grade as B. And going further, if marks are greater than 71 and less than or equal to 80, at the time I am printing D. In the remaining cases, I am just printing as D. So if we will execute and try with different test cases. I am mentioning initially 96, so I am getting the grade as A. And if I execute with 54, I am getting the grade as D because in we haven't got any condition in these cases. So I will mentioning somewhere 81 to 90, let's say 86. I am getting the grade as B. Like this, we can mention any number of conditions by using elif keyword. So I hope you have found this video interesting and I hope you have understood all the concepts that are explained in this video. If that is true, hit the like button and subscribe for more this kind of videos. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching this video.